Welcome to Double's Thread, the first ever voice message based interview segment. And I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend. Just call me DT. How you doing, man?
Yo, hey, first of all, this is super creative. I just gotta say, this is really creative. Am I the first ever guest on Dub's thread interview? Like, is this the inaugural interview right now? Like, am I making history right now?
You are exactly right, my guy. God placed it in my heart, to interview a couple people on their projects, man. And you are the first inaugural guest on Double's Thread.
Yo, hey, let me just say that it's definitely a blessing and an honor, that you would consider me and think of me for this. So yeah, man, I'm happy to chat with you about my latest drop.
No problem, my guy. So we're gonna just set the table up for the people right now and say that your last release was Take Flight back in July 30th of 2021. And now, over a year later, you come back with the double single Sabbatical. That's not including, any features or anything, but this is your project Sabbatical. And the name speaks for itself. And I know we talked about it, but please let us know why you named it Sabbatical.
Absolutely. I see you've done your research. Yeah, sabbatical is basically a leave of absence. In simplified terms, it's just a leave of absence, and that's essentially what I did earlier this year. After the passing of Biz, I kind of just needed some time to process that. I thought I was good, you know what I mean? Like after the funeral and after all was said and done, I thought that I was good, you know what I mean? I thought that I was like, okay, keep pressing forward, but I don't know, man. It's just I think I was more so in a state of shock. I think I was more so just like trying to, just be strong for, the people around me. Um, I kind of I felt like people kind of, maybe fed off my strength, and maybe it created a sense of like comfort to see that okay, he's good, so then I could be good. I should be good, right? Like that, right? Um, but I wasn't good. I wasn't good, and the longer that time went on, after Business passing, the more that I realized that like nah, I'm not okay. Like this isn't just, it's not cool. Like this is not like this isn't a life goes on type of situation that I'm feeling right now. Like I'm really not good. So I really needed to take the time to process what I was feeling, and to grieve the loss of my brother. So yeah, I mean, essentially, Sabbatical, the project, the double single, it pretty much, that's where the name comes from. Is basically just a snapshot. It's a moment, a sonic moment that I captured to describe and present to the people, what I've been going through, where I've been, what's been on my mind, how I've been feeling. It's literally just, it's that. It's a snapshot of that time that I was away. Um, and yeah, man. I really hope that it resonates.
Like I said, Sabbatical is the perfect title for this comeback release, because you took your time to get yourself right and come back when you were ready. And your presence was definitely missed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've got dozens of calls and texts personally asking about you to see if you're all right. Are you okay? And fortunately, I was able to keep in touch with you because we talk about things other than music. We have a brotherhood. And, just to pivot a little bit, why just a double single? Why not an EP? Or why not an album? You know, just two songs to just say I'm back. Why is that?
Mm, okay, so before I answer that, let me just say this though. Like when I tell you, man, like I am so humbled by the amount of like just pure love the encouragement that I've received. Um, like I'm a loner by nature. I'm an introvert. Biz was, one of the people who was able to kind of break through that, and around him I was more extroverted. He was able to bring that out of me. Um, but yeah, like after his passing, I kind of just like reverted to my natural state. And I needed to do that though, in order to like I said, process. But ultimately, man, I'm just super grateful for community and for just people who genuinely care about my well-being. Um, that's amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm forever grateful for that. Um, so I had to say something about that. But as far as why just two songs, why not a whole project, or an EP? Um, to be quite honest, man, like I didn't even know if I was going to continue to do music. One of the things that I needed to process, during my time away is just like, what does that look like? You know what I mean? Like just trying to make peace with the fact that I can't, reach out to Biz and send him a song and get his feedback, um, or just pick his brain about, certain things that's on my mind that I want to talk about musically, and just kind of get his input from it is like, or maybe even like send him a beat, you know what I mean, that I'm leaning towards, and try to get his feedback on, like, man, Biz was so intertwined in like my day to day, like not just music but my day to day. So I never considered life without him. So I just kind of needed to process if I wanted to kind of keep going with the music thing. And I know that's like, I mean, it might sound crazy, but I'm just being real. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I was with it. Ultimately, I kind of just settled on the fact that I know Biz would want me to push forward. I know he would want me to continue doing what it is that I've been gifted and blessed to do. Um, so that's what I did. The thing is, there's no way that I could not say something. Like I just, to me, there's no way that I could just come back and just put out like some random single or some random project, without acknowledging the where I've been, the loss of my brother. Like, I just, for me to move forward, I had to do Sabbatical. Like that had to happen so that I could like just make peace musically, because I had already made peace spiritually. I made peace mentally with it. So Sabbatical was my way of making peace with it musically, because he was so intertwined with my music. He was on my first ever single. I was on his first single. He was on my first ever remix of a single, and I was on his first ever remix of a single. So like we had, it was, that was my dog, man. Like that's my brother. So yeah, Sabbatical was my way of making peace with everything musically, so that I can move forward with the rest of it.
Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. Because I felt the same way. Professor Biz was an intricate part of my day to day life as well. And it's just funny how so many people have the same regimen about the same person. Like, how much time in the day did he have that he was able to conversate with multiple people for multiple hours a day and still have time for his wife and family? Like, it was crazy how impactful he was to a bunch of artists I know, me specifically, with the skits and everything. And I'm not even going to get into, Rent Cycle 2, because I want people to listen to that and get what you want off their chest. Rent Cycle 2 is amazing. I know I thug tears, listening to that. But we're just going to pivot to Midas. And how did you and Kamar, link up for the second single?
Man, yeah. I've actually, apparently, I've been causing a lot of waterworks with Rent Cycle too. As far as Midas, man, shout out to my dog Kamar, my fellow Broward brother. Um, man, Kamar's dope. Like he's just one of the dopest individuals, period, that I've ever encountered. A lot of our studio sessions, the bulk of our studio sessions are us having conversation, man, about any and everything. And then later on, we eventually start recording. But like, I'm just grateful for someone who is as talented as he is, but also just someone that has a spirit and a mind to serve. Um, like man, that's just he's just a dope individual. So Midas was actually something that he was sitting on. Me and Kamar have quite a few songs in the tuck. Some are finished, some are just ideas, but we have quite a few things just like on the hard drive that we could tap into and drop. You know what I mean? But ultimately, I was at his house one day and he happened to play it. Like we were going through. Sometimes he just, he does that. He plays me unreleased music, um, and I get mad at him all the time because he has a hard drive full of hits that are just on his hard drive for no apparent reason, and the public is not consuming it, and I just don't get it. But anyway, I digress. um, he happened to play me the Midas track, and it was just a beat with the hook. And at the time, I was, preparing for my comeback, to get back into the groove of things. And I already knew in my mind that I wanted to do Rent Cycle. Um, and then I started thinking about doing a double single, which that's something that I picked up from Kamar. He's the king of double singles. So that's like something that I wanted to kind of tap into as well. So I'm like, okay, I've been gone for a minute. Might as well come back with two records at least, at the very least. So he happened to play that one day on his hard drive. I'm like, yo, what you doing with that? Absolutely nothing. It was just sitting on his hard drive the whole time. And what got me is the way that it comes on. Like I was just my attention was immediately captured by the opening of this record, the conviction of that woman's voice. You know what I mean? Saying, we all go through some things, but we will survive. And I'm like, yo, I need this. Like this is it. This is the second track for the double single right here. And like I said, it was just the beat with his hook on it. That's it. So he was like, say less. And I did my verses and the rest is history. But Kamara and I definitely have, like I said, we got a lot in the tuck. So look forward to some more collaborations from him and I. And yeah, man, I really hope people enjoy it. Midas is essentially just Midas is like the banger. I'm good for one of those. Like a lot of people who listen to my music, they know that I'm good for two things. I'm gonna give you a introspective, deep cut over a super dope soul sample, and I'm gonna give you a banger. I'm gonna give you something that you could grind to, you can work out to. You know what I mean? Something that will give you the motivation needed to get up and do what it is that you got to do. I'm good for one of two of those, right? That's you're gonna get that from me. So I figure why not give the people those two things, you know what I mean, in the form of a double single. And that's what Midas was. Midas is essentially, talking about it's a reference to King Midas, who had the golden touch. So ultimately, the song is just about, never losing your golden touch, regardless of, how long you've been gone, or if you think that, your comeback is impossible, just know that like you never lose your golden touch. You know what I mean? Like that's ultimately what Midas is all about. Um, so yeah, I definitely hope the people rock with it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our brother Kamar, man. Right now he's out of town, so I can't get in touch with him. But I'm planning for him to be this guest on Dubba's thread. Um, dope individual. You're right, hard to serve, always there, going crazy with the performances lately, man. Um, but yeah, man, listening to your double single is funny because we had to talk about it, and I gave you my suggestion. You know, you kindly declined, but I was thinking Rinse Cycle should go second. But by you having Rinse Cycle first, and then you hear Biz, and if you really close to Biz, you can hear it and you feel a way because it's like that's how he always sounded. He always encouraged, and then you're in your feelings, and all of a sudden the next thing you hear is luck, like wake up. That's done with. You've been healed. Now it's time to go. Now it's time to touch something to get gold. You know what I'm saying? So after listening to the final thing, I was wrong. My bad. But yeah, man, like I said, it's a dope project, man. I'm glad that you're on Double Thread sharing your truth. Now people can stop calling me about you. They can call you directly now. I'm playing. But yeah, man, anything else you want to say before we close out Double Thread?
Hey, bro, I got nothing but respect for any person that can admit when they was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, so for sure, it's all good. I definitely appreciated your input because that's what brothers are for. But nah, man, that was what you just described. Though that was the vision. Like that's exactly why Rent Cycle had to be first. That's why Biz had to be at the end. And then going into Midas, that opening just it was just perfect. It was just too perfect. It was ordained. So like I had to rock with that. Like that had to be the format. But yeah, man. Look, I appreciate you for just being my brother, man. Like you said earlier, we talk more than music, bro. We talk life. We talk, movies, comics. We talk, bro. We just it's a brotherhood, like you said, man. So for that, I am forever grateful. Um, and yeah, bro, super dope idea for the thread interviews. I'm honored to be a part of it, and yeah, bro, I'm excited for whatever you have in store, whatever's next. I mean, you are ultimately just filled with creativity and dope ideas. So, I mean, really, there is no ceiling. You know what I mean? It's just whatever you can think of, and beyond. So, kudos to you, my guy. Congratulations. And yeah, sky's the limit, bro. Sky's the limit. As for me, definitely got some more music in the tuck. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But for now, just sit with this little this little 2-song double single. Sit with it, and I got you. I promise. I got some more in store coming real soon before the year is out. I got two in the possible. I got 2 more in the possible for you. So I'm working.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard it first. 2 in a possible before the year is over from Just Call Me DT. And on behalf of Double Thread, I want to thank him for being an inaugural guest, blessing the platform, taking the time out of his busy schedule to chat with your boy. And there's going to be more artists on Double Thread, man, more artist friends that I have in my contacts, more people that's going to reach out to me because I had the vision. I just want to thank him for just blessing it. And thank y'all for staying tuned and wait for the next episode. Until next time, Dubba!